Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, baseball rabbit hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs fun and breaks behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way we became the Bleacher Bunch.
Welcome to an incredibly special edition of the Bleacher Bunch. It is the post-game 4, pre-game 5 Bleacher Bunch edition with the Brewers fan extraordinaire, Eric Wielo. How are your fingernails looking? Mine are chomped a bit.
I have no cuticles left. I don't know, man. It's bad. My lips are dry. I'm chapped. Swollen, all the things, man. This has been a hell of a week of baseball. It's every emotion you're ever going to feel for both sides, dude. It's what you want.
I've been biting my cheek. So now, you know, when you bite your cheek
Yep.
and then you keep re-injuring it because the cheek is swollen. So you keep biting your cheek and it just won't go away. That's pretty much where I've been at since this series started on Saturday. But I do want to thank everybody for being here. We're going long into the postseason. Cub fans are already 2 series in, so this is old hat for us. Our hearts are already they need attention from a cardiologist. But this is the Bleacher Bunch from the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by all of our Patreon supporters and all the great shows on the Bleacher Bunch. I'm not going to waste any more time. Sarah Sanchez may or may not be along later to join us. But in the meantime, we have a Cubs fan and a Brewers fan. It's all come down to one game to decide it all. And we've had ourselves a Donnybrook of a series so far. You guys really had us up front, kicking our ass, frankly, at two times in Milwaukee. And I just want to fill everybody in on something, is that Eric and I were best men at our best friend's Johnny's wedding. And there we are, pre-wedding there. And as you can see, Eric's holding up 9 fingers. I'm holding up 3 because on that Saturday that Johnny was wed to the beautiful Jennifer, the Cubs lost 9-3. Kicked our ass.
We were looking good. The Brewers were looking good. We're on a rooftop just scrambling, trying to set up this wedding. There it is. There, Johnny Matamana, baby.
Jennifer's dad in the background.
You got to send me that photo. I love it. Oh, man.
We had a great time. It wasn't great baseball for me, but yeah, we were setting up chairs on a rooftop and had the game coming through the Bluetooth speakers that would later be used for the nuptials. And yeah, I mean, I was feeling confident because you did not hear the Bush leadoff home run.
I did not.
You didn't hear that. And so I came downstairs and you're like bringing bags up or something. And I'm like, well,
working.
Cubs 1-0. And you're like, what happened? I'm like, God. Well, you see, there's a man named Michael Bush. He likes hitting dongs off your team, especially to lead off the game. Done it twice now. And
then how quickly it turned. We got on the Bluetooth speakers, and then, man, just a comedy of errors with the Cubs and just stacking runs. And every time we scored, I ran up to you and I just basically like bear hug you. I knew it pissed you off, but it was great. We had the Freedom Tower. We're on a roof. We have the Freedom Tower on one side. I mean,
Empire State on the other.
Empire's other side, just middle of Manhattan, listening to a game with one of my best buds in the world. I mean, what a moment. What a moment. What a moment.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great moment for Cub fans. Like, the thing I was glad about the score of the game is that I did not care at that point. You know, once we were down by, it was 9-1, right? I mean, after the Bush leadoff homer, Cubs go up the top. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to trounce our little brother. Step on your neck. Nope. you guys stepped on our neck that night, and by the time it was 9-1, I was like, well, this game's over. Like, the Brewers obviously have plenty of pitchers at the first game of the series, all rested for like 9 days or something. So
which really helped us because then we could go focus on the wedding. But you know,
exactly.
coming off that game and just the rest, blah blah blah. You have the momentum, and then going with Boyd, and then just all the question marks for Counsell, even like putting him in that spot of like, let's just concede this one and fight for another day for tomorrow. I mean, I could not have felt better about it. And then we go right into the game too. What happens again?
Well, first I got to talk about Boyd because he was on short rest. Everybody was kind of scratching their head
Yep.
about that. It's like, well, you got no other guys, but the postseason can always be like that, where you just like ride these dudes forever. The bullpen, especially, it's like they're out there every day, same guys. And the Brewers, they're doing the same thing. It's it's across baseball. It's every team at this point. But Boyd on short rest was the most obvious mistake almost immediately. It didn't even take. I mean, it was like 3 straight doubles. It didn't take any time for us all to see it was a mistake. He lasts 0.2 innings, and there's a lot of Cub fans playing armchair quarterback, but like,
oh yeah,
see, I told you, Boyd on short rest was a bad idea. I'm like, yeah, I mean, of course, that's a pretty easy bet to make. You're already playing with borrowed money at this point with Boyd.
The only good part is you had a Savali that could come in and give you 4 innings and, not stretch that bullpen too much in a game one. And, that guy's bounced around everywhere. Like him even on your team. He was a Brewer when he started this year.
Yeah, he was a White Sox. I think
then a Brewer, then a Brewer, then a White Sox. Yeah, dude, he's been everywhere. Yeah.
And now we were talking about this last night at the game. It's like, is there a guy that bounced around so much that no matter like what team, like at this point, let's say there's like 4 teams left, he's played for all 4, that no matter who wins at this point, he's getting a World Series ring?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple people on the Brewers and Cubs. I don't know. Is there overlap for this year? There has been in the past. Like, I don't know if like Pomerantz, Pomerantz wasn't on your team this year, but he was last year, right? Colin Ray was on your team last year.
Years ago, Quintana. I mean, there's some overlap there.
But not in the year. Not in the year, though.
Not in the year. I do want to talk about the one thing, though. We're on the roof, and we're in a group chat with you, me, Crawley, and Cotton. And Crawley gives me a call, and he goes, hey, buddy, can I park at your house? And I'm just like, yeah, man, just bring the garbage cans in. So we get this photo in the chat, and I think a lot of the ranters saw this. This motherfucker comes to my house, and do you have it?
I do. I gotta upload it real quick.
Well, he puts up a flag.
No, here it is. Oh wait, that is incorrect.
That's American flag.
That's not the right flag. All right, hold on. I'm gonna find the right file, but no, keep going. So Crawley,
I get a message and I just see that where this flag is at my house. There's a Cubs flag flying, and I want you guys to know this. I am literally like a mile from the stadium. There's a Brewers shuttle to the game 2 blocks away from me here, and it's flying. And I'm like, is this Photoshop? This is it right here. Is this Photoshop?
So the group chat, Crawley says, thanks again, Eric. I brought the cans in. I also did a little redecorating. I think it looks nice. Hope your neighbors don't mind. And he replaced your Brewers flag, which actually is flying right behind you right now.
Yep.
With the Cubs flag. And I believe your response was, who the hell carries a Cubs flag in their car? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, we're talking about Crawley. Like, doesn't that question just answer itself, basically?
Besides this immediate rage of him desecrating, literally
you were mad
at the front step of my house. I was very angry at first, but then I had questions. The first one is like, what psychopath just has a random flag in his car? Second question was, how did Crawley even get up there? Like, the guy can barely walk. And you know what he said to me? He goes, oh, I stood on the garbage cans. I'm like, good Lord, dude. Like, Crawley jumping on a garbage can to put a flag up at my house. It's legendary. I will say the Brewers win. I was just like, this is the curse now. If you lose this series, it's going to be the Crawley curse.
Well, losing that first game badly certainly did seem like it was a Crawley curse, and then the Crawley curse turned into the next game. Although the Cubs did, they did show signs of life. I saw Sarah Sanchez talking about, hey, the Cubs did hit 3 home runs in that game. They were all solo shots. They lost 9-3. But they're like, okay, if there's any runners on base, it's 9-8, or something like it. Maybe you need quite a few runners on base. Cubs are the king of the solo shot, seems.
Well, those are all Craig Counsell teams, just kings of the solo shot. That's the way he rolls. But
yeah, then the next day, and I must admit, I'm flying back from New York on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The game starts. I'm coming back. Cubs go up even bigger this time with was it a 3-run shot by Suzuki? Anyway, that was the big, and then because Vaughn then matched him with another 3-run homer, which I saw some stat like this has never happened in the history of baseball, 2 3-run homers, and I'm like, well, that's a lot of caveats, but they come back with 2 3-run bombs. So then you put up even more runs, and
Contreras solo shot in the third, and then Chourio comes in. It's another 3-run shot in the fourth, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I told these guys Chourio was going to be the star in this series, and I go, this is devastating. They had it. They thought they had that stadium, and then just boom.
Well, onslaught. And Imanaga just seems unpitchable right now because, I mean, first of all, let me put up Shota's numbers versus the Brewers. I showed this the last week when we last spoke, but there's a lot of good numbers against him overall. Like William Contreras and Christian Yelich are both batting 300. Contreras has 2 homers. Yelich has a dong. Terang's got a dong. Blake Perkins has a dong, is 3 for 4. Like these guys, they like what they see. Joey Ortiz, your 9-hitter, is 4 for 9. Like and he's like an extra leadoff hitter in a way. So because Christian Yelich is too old to be a leadoff hitter. I mean, he's still up there. But
yeah.
Anyway, Shota seems unpitchable. It would technically be his turn to go on Saturday, tomorrow. You already used Peralta, so but this is the game in which Justin Turner, this man, hit leadoff for the Chicago Cubs because what Michael Cotton calls cheesehead checkers or cheesehead chess because you announce Ashby as the starter. And Craig's like, oh, God, I got to immediately knee-jerk reaction because of the hand the guy wipes his butt with. I got to throw an old man leprechaun as the leadoff hitter, the least leadoffy hitter in the world, on the team at least, but maybe in the league.
But he's got playoff experience, though. We got to ride with him.
He went 1 for 2, so I'll give him that. But
God.
It was ridiculous, and
it was surprising for Brewers fans that we didn't go with Priester in that spot. And then you throw Ashby out there as a starter, and you get that lead, and you're like, okay, bullpen game seemed game, and the young rookie comes in, goes 4 innings in the Miz, throwing 104, getting out of spots, getting jacked up on a play that everybody was trolling him for like a routine ground ball to him.
He was skipping around like the Pied Piper of Nim or whatever. Just like, I'm surprised he wouldn't play a little flute wearing tights. That's what he looked like. He's skipping around. He looked ridiculous. Well, that's why he just looked funny. It looked funny.
Yeah, but leaving that series, I'm just like, Craig Counsell was just completely overmatched in that game in terms of managing. I mean, the runs obviously helped, but the way we piece that together, Uribe comes in at the end, 3 straight strikeouts. He does his celebration where he's rolling the craps. And I'm just like, dude, this is over. This is it. They're demoralized. Craig knows that his mentor is fucking owning his ass right now. I mean, what did you feel as Cubs fans coming off that game and the confidence level going back to Wrigley?
Well, I mean, no, here's the thing. I've never believed in this team. I was sitting in the stands last night, and I was like, the thing that's fun about watching the Cubs win right now is I do not believe in them. The Brewers are the better team, but that does not mean we're not going to win anyway.
Yeah.
Because you got a bunch of first-round picks out there who want it just as badly, and they're going to try to get it. So, and now it's coming down to the one game. regardless, because they managed to turn around. And I am shocked that those 4 runs in the first inning of game 3 held up. Here's how little I believe in this team. I did not go to the game. I didn't go to the game. I was sitting outside with Jarrett. That's the Bleacher Bum Band. You know Jarrett, but just for everybody that might not know him, he's the Bleacher Bum Band's bass player. It's a lot of B's, a lot of alliteration. For midday at this point. I should be eating lunch right now. But Jarrett and I were standing outside looking at tickets. Didn't really go below $100. Bleachers were 109. And, we said to each other, the only thing that can happen tonight is that we can just continue to play. Mm-hmm. And that's the best thing. It's not the last home game, or it might be, but who cares? Because if they lose it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So we decided that for $100, we're not doing it. We sat over at Big Star, which has tacos. We sat at this little table. We sat and watched on the big screen outside of Gallagher Way. And I got a picture, actually, of my scene. This is the scene from the table. You can see the TV kind of, it looks further away than it was to us. You really could see, the game. But that's Wrigley right across the street. And we're sitting at this table eating tacos, drinking $5 Tecates. And actually, they gave me, here's how nice Big Star is. They don't have coffee on the menu. But what they do have is the waitress and waiter coffee, the server coffee. So the guy's like, you want some of the server coffee? And I'm like, please. So I was just hooking me up all night long with server coffee. Yeah. And we sat there and watched the game with a bunch of other people. So it was fun to be outside. It's synced up with the crowd. So it's, there's no delay on that screen because sometimes that could be annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, the 4-3.
4-3. Shocked. Brewers went 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Like, we had every opportunity to win that game. And then how you overanalyze probably games 1 and 2, like you were talking about. Brewers fans were just like, now we're dissecting it. Like, my feeling here was like, why don't you start Quintana in that game? It's like, you got Quinn Priester, who's never done this before and had a season like this before, pitched in big moments before. And you got a guy in Q who knows Wrigley like the back of his hand, has pitched in front of that crowd, had an amazing series, a couple series and opportunities with the Mets on that playoff run last year. And it's like, if you're going to go with him, why not start with the vet? It's like the opposite of Turner, like, go with that guy that's been there, see how far this dog can bring you. You see these stories all the time. The Kenny Rogers of the world, the Kurt Schillings of the world that just find it because they know it and they do it. But we go with the kid because why? What got you there? And he's been shaky to end the season, and I hated it when it started. And we go to Q anyways. And what does he do? Gets a couple guys out, gets out of it, gives you 4 innings.
He did,
and it's
yeah.
What is he not going to do? Give up bombs. Like, that's what he's not going to do. And so that's one we left on the table, and we left that game. And I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, now we're in for it. And it's like, who do we go in game 4? Then it becomes the question mark. But it's obvious. I mean, no, sorry, it's not who do we go in game 4. It's going to be Peralta. But yeah,
well, you didn't have to do that either. But
we didn't have to. We didn't have to. No, it was a question mark. They ended up doing it, but it's like you're showing your cards too early. Let's end it now. Now we're going into game 5. What are we going to do?
I mean, to be honest, Peralta, what they're planning for, and this is the getting a step ahead, using Peralta, is that but I want to talk about it now. That using Peralta last night to just try to finish the series with your best pitcher makes sense because you don't want to go to a game 5. And if you need to face the Dodgers next week, you want to use Peralta in game 1. So the Dodgers cleaned up their situation. And so they used Peralta so that they can use him next. Now you've got to do a game 5. Peralta will be available for a game 1 if you make it to game 1. So that's the issue, because I don't think we beat Peralta in a game 5. Now Peralta won't be in a game 5.
It's tough.
So we don't have anybody either. So.
And he's been electric at home. Well,
we don't. Imanaga has been getting shelled.
Watch them do exactly what because like Priester came out and the first thing that Pat Murphy said to him on the mound, like you could see the mouth over. He goes, "Get ready to pitch again." So we're gonna see him in this game and watch him do exactly what I said they should have done, and they go with Q to start this fucking game, and then we just get rocked, But we got some depth. We have Miz. I don't trust him as far as we can throw him. I think what he did at home in that game was an anomaly. He's going to walk a million batters, so you can't trust him to go. Priester has no confidence. He just got rocked by that offense. And then a lot of our guys had to go yesterday.
Well, I'll put up your pitching here. Here's who's pitched in the postseason so far for you. Peralta's got the most innings. This is sorted by innings.
Yeah.
Ashby, they really relied on last night too. He ended up wearing a little bit of it, gave up a dong, has given up 3 runs on 4 hits. Well, 4 total runs, 3 earned. And but the Cubs are batting 235, which ain't too shabby. I mean, for a postseason pitcher, but they're relying on him. Like you said, the Miz went 3 innings. Chad Patrick with a clean 3 innings and a strikeout per inning. Q has gone 3. So yeah, you're just kind of relying on the same guys. And then poor Robert Gasser just out
got
there
rocked yesterday, dude. Cleaning up last night.
yeah, he was
throwing no
left out there to
gasser.
wear it.
Throwing no gasser.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, we were discussing this. I mean, Cubs batting 455 off of him in this postseason. But were you expecting him to be a big Gasser's not a guy. He's garbage time guy anyway, right? Or where is he supposed to be somebody?
I mean, he's a guy that was injured for a large majority of the season. He came up. He was like tearing it up a little bit in the AAAs. And there's a lot of potential in him. I just don't think he got the honest shake to find his form this year. Like the guy does have electric stuff. Like we put him in and to start for us, more towards the end of the season, and he showed flashes. But in that moment, I'm like, if you're going to go with Gasser, it's like, I get it. You put Ashby in, you're still in this. But just the way that game was going and the momentum you felt, it's like, why not go Gasser first? Like, bringing Trevor McGill in like so early, like the closer for us, that it's 30 saves so early in that spot. And he gives up a fucking dong. And it's like, what are we doing?
Look at Palencia. Palencia has been good, and he was great. He got a 1 pitch out to end the 5th yesterday after they got were done with Boyd, but he got rocked in that middle game, and they're doing the same thing. This is all happening in the 5th inning, and then by the end of it, what if it is tied? Like you're gonna get to the 10th inning, and there'll be nobody left. You'll have like position players on the mound.
I forget what inning it was. Yeah. What was we had runners on first and second, no outs, right? And then we played the small ball. We bunt, we get them over, right? And I'm just like, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. We're down by,
don't do it.
We're down by 3 runs. And we did it on that sacrifice squeeze. I think that was game 2. And I'm like, or no, that was game 3. And I'm like, what are we doing? This is what a team that plays scared plays like. You're down by 3. Boyd is owning you, and we're bunting over because that's like just playing into his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate that defense. I hate that Ashby went last night. I wish we would have saved him for today. It's not saying he can't go today. The guy's got a lot of innings on his arm, but I don't know.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. But you've seen him a lot. That's my issue. It's like you show your hand one more time to a team that you're going into a game 5 against.
One guy that you saw in game 1 in garbage time that we haven't really used. I don't know which version of him you'll get when he does come out for his couple innings, if it happens tomorrow, is Ben Brown, who can dial it up, and he's got a pretty wicked curveball. If it's snapping down in there, like he could be a bit of a secret weapon. So I know what you mean about like some of these guys are super exposed. Not only that, but we played each other 13 times this year as well. So you've got that going on. I mean, there's just, I don't know. Tomorrow, it's really hard to predict what kind of game it's going to be. Like I don't know. Give me a prediction. Like, are you thinking like a high scoring game, but close, a low scoring game, but close, or a lopsided ridiculous thing?
I want to. I got to find. I want to read this. There have been 35 previous instances in which a team lost games 1 and 2 on the road. Only 5 forced a winner take all game 5, and 3 went on to complete the comeback. The Cubs have won 3 elimination games in a row, once before in club history, in the 2016 World Series triumph over Cleveland. So history tells you momentum's on your side. I mean,
It is.
but it's like, we're talking about this. Every Cubs fan is hitting us up trying to go to this game. They're selling tickets only to Milwaukee fans. But man, just the way this series is going, we've won at home. We dominated at home all season. If we stack it up in the game of rest, like, I trust our starters probably in who we're going to roll with more than you. The thing that scares me is you're hitting fucking dongs, and we went cold as shit in these last 2 games. So
Yeah, well, but I mean, we're hitting well in the first inning. That's all we know how to do. The Cubs should have scored a lot more runs than they even yesterday. Like, we win 6-0. I'm pretty happy with that outcome, but it should have been like 9, 10, 12-0 because they left so many runners on. I mean, I think what I wrote down, 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. You're not cashing in your checks at that point.
no,
You're and you've got to. And they did that in I believe they did that in the first game or second game, like where they were just had these dudes out there and they only like scratch out a run. And I get it. The Brewers know how to keep runs off the board too. Like, I'll give you some credit here. But you're the Chicago goddamn Cubs, and it's not like it's the 8 hitter that's failing, although they've been failing too. But it's like, Ian Happ striking out 3 times, although I won't give him shit because he hit a 3-run bomb.
dude, Half has been locked in. I mean, you guys shit on this guy all season. He does nothing, and then he's showing up.
Let me brag.
Yeah.
Let me brag here. 5:16 p.m. Central Time yesterday. So this is over 3 hours or over 2 hours before game time. What did I tweet out? 2 hours and 45 minutes before game time. I said Ian Happ went deep against Peralta in game 1, despite being 2 for 32 in the regular season. I'm feeling the magic from the 5-hole with runners on this time. Let's manifest a W. And what happened? Exactly what I said was going to happen. Ian Happ from the 5-hole, runners on, 3-run homer. Ask me about anything you want to know in your life because it will come true.
Oh my God, Cubs Stradamus over here.
Danny Stradamus.
Danny Stradamus. So you're asking me for a prediction on this game, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you want. What do you think?
Here's the thing. I've said it from the start of this year. This Brewers team just feels different, feels built different, and they said this team was going to fade. We were going to drop off. We weren't going to stay as hot as we were. And there was a drop off, but we still had the most win in baseball. And we have one of the best home records in baseball. And we got an amazing pitching staff. We play great defense. We've also hit our struggles. We're like, we could have won game 3. We could have. Game 4, definitely not. We deserve no reason to be in there. Momentum's on your side. But how do I pick against the Brewers in this? We've done it all year, and you can go cold in a second. And that's, that about the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
Brewers can find ways to manufacture and get these runs in. It's going to be the Brewers. I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup, dude. I'm looking at another 4-3. Another 4-3 game. Odds go to the Brewers.
That's going to, yeah.
There'll be so many fights at this stadium.
Well, the thing is that the crowds are so intense. Everybody's really watching the games hardcore. And I don't think people drink as much at these games just because they don't want to miss anything. So you're not running to the stand or, you don't want to have to be peeing like 2-3 times if you start drinking beer. But it's going to be an intense situation. And I do want to put out that you have an Anthony Rizzo signed baseball.
Yeah,
you were willing to trade for a ticket to the game.
I am.
So
I have it upstairs here. Anybody listening, anybody in Chicago knows that has an extra ticket. For me, here's the wild part. There's a Milwaukee Comedy Fest going on during the same time that I signed. It's the 20th annual. I signed up for it, so I'm performing all week. And it just so happened like there's a game 5 happening on Saturday. And then I was going to be able to go. Then the time to 7 and I had the show, and now they're talking about canceling the show. And I'm like, I'm going. Also, I didn't think it would go to game 5. That's the thing. I did not think this would go to game 5. I'm an idiot. I didn't buy a ticket. Either way, I'm going to the game. And we're going to be hosting a little bit of a ranter's party, a couple blocks up the house at O'Brien's Pub. We can drop that into the chat, the address on that. And the great thing is you can park by my house, you walk 2 blocks, you get on the shuttle, you're to the stadium in 8 minutes.
Yeah, so is it O'Brien's Pub, Milwaukee? Is that where it would
Yeah.
be? I'm gonna O'Brien's. There it is. So I will drive. It's just O'Brien's Irish Pub.
It's on it's on Vliet Street. If you can see, on Vliet.
VLIET, which those letters do not belong together, but whatever.
Yeah.
They have a shuttle to the game, and so we park there, shuttle to the game, and the shuttles start, I think, about an hour before game time. Maybe they'll go a little bit before.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't start firing their shuttles up 2 hours before the game.
I'm shooting to be there by 4:00. So we'll see what happens. So, but we'll get over there. They have food. So we'll be over there. O'Brien's Irish Pub is where it is on Vliet Street. That's 4928, the Demon Barber of Vliet Street. That's Sweeney Todd. So Eric, we'll see you tomorrow. And we're working on getting you a ticket. I do want to we're going to play a commercial right now, and then we're going to bring Sarah Sanchez on. But I do want to share right now our QR codes.
Oh.
And that way, if you would like to help Eric get a ticket to this game, all you got to do is click either the PayPal or the Venmo up there, and all proceeds from PayPal or Venmo will go to getting Eric Wielo to come to this game and being the human sacrifice that we shall throw down Bernie's slide in order to ensure a Cubs victory. Because your ticket will have been bought by Cubs fans.
I really appreciate it. Hey, this is me busking. I'm really sitting here with my dick in my hand as a Brewers fan. Doesn't he have a ticket to Game 5? What's going on with me? This isn't good. This isn't good juju. But, it's going to be the game that I didn't think I'd go to that we're going to pull it off. And apparently I owe Sarah some drinks, so she could come talk about that. We made a little bet beforehand, but she could lead with that.
Well, we're going to get you into that game no matter what. I guarantee.
Yeah, we're doing it. It's going to be a blast.
All right. Well, Spagog from me and whatever you say, because that's too hard to say backwards.
Team. Go Brewers. Go Brewers, baby. Fly the flag.
Join us on Patreon. We're going to play a quick commercial, and we're going to bring on Sarah Sanchez to talk more about it. Later, Wielo.
Bye.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dumb crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
In the clutch, buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, In the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch, In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Welcome back to the Bleacher Bunch. Hashtag chat in the chat if you would like to win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. But I would like to welcome to the show Sarah Sanchez. ¿Qué pasa?
Nada. Everything is wonderful. The world is amazing. Everything is glowing in Wrigleyville, where we won and the Brewers lost. The happy Contreras is behind me. The Cubs Contreras is behind me. The sad Contreras is heading back to Milwaukee to cry. No, so the Wielo thing though, Eric Wielo at Johnny's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Bet me.
There's Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, what's up? Bet me that Pete Crow Armstrong would not make it to 30 home runs. And it was basically a round of drinks the next time we got to hang out. So it would be amazing if that round of drinks was Saturday and he had to pay baseball prices for my round of drinks.
Well, maybe
the Cubs beat the Brewers in Game 5.
Maybe he could also buy you your drinks at O'Brien's Irish Pub.
That's
where
fair.
we're gonna meet.
Where we're gonna pregame.
We
But yeah,
spend enough on tickets, let alone playing.
Touche. Yeah, touche. Yeah, we do have to get. We got to get Wheeler to this game though.
We do. No, we're getting
I
them
didn't
in.
get to last night's game because I had already gone to 3, and I was like, yeah. Last night's tickets were kind of outrageous because of the night game situation. I was like, day baseball was better anyway. I did go get a scorecard, and I kept score on my couch.
Oh, very cool.
Because I was like, I needed something to like keep my mind off the.
It was very cool. I mean, they had the fireworks. I'll just
Yeah.
show up a picture of last night, and this
They had
is
the fireworks
one
and the flag yesterday afternoon too.
Yeah, but it looks better. Fireworks look better when it's dark.
That is true.
Yeah.
I saw the fireworks last night because I was walking. I live in the neighborhood, so I was like walking by and stuff. They look good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's always weird to me to shoot off fireworks in the middle of the city. I guess it's okay, but it always just feels like a Mrs. O'Leary's cow moment waiting to happen. I mean, it's not like it hasn't happened before.
Right.
Just saying.
Right.
So what are your takeaways like so far the first 4 games of this series? Like how we just talked all about it, me and Eric, about how he was feeling with the Brewers. He felt like we had all the momentum and we gave away game 3.
Well, I mean, I think the Cubs have the momentum right now. I mean, this is one of those tricky things about a short series. I think that you want to be the team that won the last game going into the winner take all game. Now, I'm not saying that's going to work, and the Cubs pitching is definitely on the ropes. And we sort of always knew that pitching depth was going to be the issue, particularly in this round until Cade Horton's off the IL, hopefully, and ready for the NLCS. But like, you look cringy. Did I miss you?
No, I'm thinking like, do you think they could pull something like the Dodgers pulled when they were like, hey, this guy's injured, we need Cade Horton for game 5?
I think that would be a mistake unless Cade Horton is at 100%. And you need look no farther than the travesty that was Matthew Boyd on short rest to see why that's a mistake, right? Because if they had not gone Matthew Boyd on short rest, I understand why they don't want to throw Colin Ray in this series, particularly because the Brewers know him so well. Like, I have this whole theory about Colin Ray that he is excellent against teams that don't know him very well and gets hammered by teams that do. And if you just kind of like look at his, like, if you look at his game log and you're like, oh, where are the places where Colin Ray has blown up? It's almost always like NL Central teams that saw him a week ago. And it's like, oh, the Pirates just saw him for the second time in a week, or he's pitching against the Brewers and the Brewers know him really well. It's almost always teams that have a better game plan against him. And I think that's because what Colin Ray does is more about being tricky and unpredictable than it is about being elite with stuff or anything like that. No shade, like that's a way to pitch. But so I understand why they didn't want to throw Colin Ray. And also, if they had thrown Colin Ray, they might have given up 9 runs and been in the exact same circumstance they were with Matthew Boyd on short rest. But then they would have had Matthew Boyd for game 2
regular
on normal rest.
Yeah.
And then you got Shota at home with the wind blowing in. So now Shota's not in that circumstance of pitching in Milwaukee instead of at home with the wind blowing in. And then you got Matthew Boyd on regular rest for game 5, right? So it's like, they galaxy brained themselves. But I do think that if they can figure out a way to get through the game tomorrow with the arms that they have, and they didn't really overuse anybody in the bullpen yesterday
I'll put the numbers up, and this is the cumulative postseason of who's pitched by inning. So Matthew Boyd's taken 9.2 innings, for example. Tyone's next with 8.
Yeah, I kind of care more about pitch count and stress, but yes, this is helpful. Like the Daniel Palencia, for example, threw like 1.1 innings yesterday, but it wasn't like he didn't throw like 50 pitches. He threw
I thought we were wondering if I forget how many it was, but it was like around 10. It was like 10, 11, 12 pitches, something like that.
Yeah, if you give me a second, I can pull it up. Fangraphs does a really nice job of tracking this on the roster resource page. Shout out to
but I was wondering if they'd put him back out there. I'm like, hey, everybody's acting
weird. And I think they didn't because they know that they might need him in game 5, right? The pitch counts for the Cubs bullpen over the last 2 days, they've been extremely cautious about. So Daniel Palencia has thrown 25 pitches across the last 2 games. He threw 10 in yesterday's win. He threw 15 threw 15 in yesterday's hold. He threw 10 this goes backwards. Wednesday, he threw 15. Thursday, he threw 10. Andrew Kittredge threw 18 on Wednesday. He did not throw yesterday. Brad Keller threw 34. It looks like he had the highest pitch count across the 2 games.
4-out save too.
Tealbar has thrown 21 pitches. Pomerantz has thrown 30. Like all of those guys get a day off now. So all of those guys should be good for 15 to 20 pitches, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
That is probably worth those. Let's see. Kittredge, Keller, Palencia, Tealbar, Pomerantz. That's 5 guys. That's probably worth 15 outs, which means you got to find a starting pitcher or someone else on this roster who can give you 4 outs. I think Shota can do that. I think Shota can do that against the Brewers at American Family Field. And then the question is, how are the Cubs bats going to do? And honestly, as long as they don't have to face like 5 innings of Jacob Mizorowski, I feel pretty good. Mizorowski is the only pitcher that the Brewers can throw tomorrow that I'm scared of.
Well, and Brewers fans are scared of him too because of the wildness and that he's got stuff, but he's also a rookie and he's also, they don't know what's going to happen. If Mizorowski goes out there, he could absolutely carve us up. He could walk the bases loaded, give up a grand slam. He
almost walked the bases loaded in the start where he started carving them up, but he got it together. It was like he reached into himself and started. I was like, can we stop facing guys who throw 104 miles per hour at the corner? Because that's impossible.
Yeah, he can be both pitchers in the same game easily, from inning to inning. So he is such a talented pitcher, but he is also so young, and this is such a big stage and this is such a big game. I could see it falling apart for him too. It's because you see it falling apart for our rookies. When you see what Matt Shaw's done in this series, what PCA had a big hit, but in game 3 and ended up scoring those. We needed every run we had, winning 4-3 in game 3 and one of the hits that drove in runs was PCA's, but for the most part he's been gone, disappeared from his offensive prowess. Matt Shaw has been virtually non-existent. They gave him a gift hit on what I would have called an error last night. So it's I just wonder how these rookies are. I guess that's what I'm saying in this situation. Some of the younger guys, they're guys too. If you look at the Brewers hitting, Caleb Durbin, only batting 143. Bryce Terang, very young, 125. They're getting their Churio's just a beast. He's his own thing. He's having a great series, but it's their veterans that are giving you the best at bats. Your Yelich, your William Contreras of the world. Not that he's a veteran, but he's certainly been around a second.
I mean, yeah, it is, but it also, like, I don't know, man. The Brewers, all those numbers are Brewers playoff numbers. They have faced, like, Matthew Boyd on short rest, which obviously not quite the same performance they had with Matthew Boyd not on short rest. And I do worry a little bit that Shota is going to give up a lot of home runs. That's what he did his first start against the Brewers in Milwaukee. That's what he does. He gives up fly balls, and sometimes those fly balls leave the park. So I'm a little concerned about that.
Here's his numbers. I'll put them up again.
Is this for Shota?
Yeah, this is Shota. This is the Brewers versus Shota. You see quite a few homers.
Yeah, you got William Contreras with 2, Christian Yelich with 1, Terang with 1. That's like Nico Horner hitting home
Blake
run.
Perkins too.
It's like, Blake Perkins. That should not happen. So Shota needs to try to keep the ball in the ballpark tomorrow, and Counsell needs to have a quick hook if he doesn't. But the other thing is, depending on do we know who the Brewers are going to start yet?
I don't think we know who the Cubs are going to start. I mean, I'm not convinced that the Cubs are going to start Shota because of the aforementioned home runs that have been hit.
Who's the alternative? Colin Ray, Mike Soroka?
Well, we're back to that. I mean, or
that's a bad idea.
Or I mean, still TBD.
Yeah, it's all TBD.
Certainly, it's all hands on deck. The one thing I was mentioning to Eric before is that the one guy that we haven't really used that has started games is Ben Brown.
I mean, the guys at RotoWire who are usually as good about this as anyone in the business think the starting pitchers for tomorrow are Shota and Jacob Mizorowski. Now,
I could see it, but for how long? How long are they going to be in there? Depends on what happens.
Mizorowski threw 57 pitches the other day.
A lot.
Shota's in there until he starts giving up dongs, man. Like, by the way, can we talk about? Okay, so yesterday was the first game I watched the TBS broadcast of because I had been at the other games. They do this thing with home runs in the post-game show where they're like, long dong Johnny or something. I don't even know, man. They were like dong long. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm like, I'm literally begging TBS's broadcast to reconsider what they call a home run. Yeah. It was bad. And you should be ashamed.
Long dong. Yeah, maybe that shouldn't be on the baseball.
They're like ding dong Johnny. That's what it's like, ding dong Johnny or something. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh god! I mean, good people do
like,
call
who
it
the hell
ding
is
dong.
Johnny, man? This is stupid.
Yeah, who's
like,
Johnny?
Listen,
Johnny get involved.
There are so many better alternatives. Like, but Elise Menaker's bomb speed is better. Yeah, right. That's ding dong Johnny.
There's ding dong Johnny right there.
Get
married,
ding dong Johnny.
So yeah, and I think speaking of ding dong Johnny, I think that it's really going to come down to can the Cubs power bats continue to power because they've been hitting a lot of home runs, but not a lot of people have been on base when it's happened. It happened yesterday and it happened with Seiya, 2-3 runs shots that ended up, one of them mattered quite a bit. Actually they all matter, but I don't know. The Cubs hit a lot of solo shots. We got to work some accounts. We need Dansby Swanson to get the fuck on base. We need Ian Happ to not strike out 3 times in a game and figure out some way on. We need PCA he's trying to bunt. He's so desperate for a goddamn hit. We need Matt Shaw to do it for Charlie. We need those guys to get on base. Otherwise, our dong hitters have nobody to hit in. I mean, I know this is not rocket science that I'm preaching here, but that's who's not contributing at this point. And where the hell is Willie Castro? Not that I want to see him, but
Ding Dong Johnson. Thank you. It's so dumb. Like
Ding Dong Johnson.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I was like, this is bad. This is not what we should do.
No. I don't know. How does this pass censors? Like the editor, there are no editors. They just put it in ChatGPT. It's like, it's fine. Go
So
with it.
as for our home run hitters, I mean, it's nice to see. Well, actually, I don't know if this is so.
Michael Bush, Jesus.
What on earth?
Now, what if Michael Bush batted fourth?
Oh, Wheelo's back.
Uh-oh.
Wheelo wants to
Wheeler wants a
talk.
piece of you, I guess.
Wheelo's upset.
All right. What's your
What did
problem?
I say?
How are
Hi.
you?
Can't wait for you to buy me some drinks, buddy.
This is the sad part about it is we did that birthday show and we got blackout drunk at the game and then played it. And I know we talked and we really got into the series, but this is going to sound completely ridiculous. I don't remember what the bet was. I know it's based around drinks, but I don't remember what.
That Pete Crow Armstrong would not be a 30-30 guy this year.
Oh, that's right. That was way
28
okay.
home runs.
Yeah,
and they had like 9 or 12 games left or something, and I was like, "There's no way." And I was
all right.
right.
So how many beers did I say? Because
I think you said actually a round of drinks, but I will probably just hold you to like a margarita or something.
All right, deal, done. Congratulations to Pete Crow Armstrong. He's going to haunt us for years to come. But I'll say this. One thing I didn't mention about this series is like you got to understand this is at American Family Field, and we're gonna wherever that sun is, we're pointing it at your dugout. So that's what's going to happen.
We're
going to turn the AC on.
We know that you fuck around with the roof to try to create advantages for your small market team.
Yeah. And just talk about the starting pitching too. It's going with the Miz is the worst idea. If the Miz starts his game, you guys are going to win it. Like you can't put a rookie in that position just because he had that one game against you guys. From 4 innings, what was that, game 2?
I mean, he was extremely good for those innings, but I think you'll agree he looked shaky at the start. He looked like he was missing the zone. And then Murphy came out and talked to him and he calmed him down and he started dotting the corners. And like when the Miz is dotting the corners, man, he is elite and he is extremely good. And I don't want to face him. But the guy who looked like he was about to walk the land, and he had 2 walks in that game.
Yep.
I mean,
and he did it all through the end of the season. Like everybody that hated that he was in the All-Star game. And it's what he was known for in the minor leagues. And it's just like, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And in a game 5, throwing your rookie out there, no, thank you. Yeah. I want to see Quintana, the crafty vet, going out against his former team. Been there before last year with the Mets, understands it. It's cute for me until the wheels fall off. And then you go to Miz. Then you go to, the guys in that bullpen and you piece it together. But do you feel the same way about
we were just talking about this. I actually think our bullpen, like our 5 bullpen arms who have been extremely reliable, should all be ready based on their pitch counts. And I think that so they can get 5, maybe even 6 innings out of Daniel Palencia, Drew Pomerantz, Brad Keller, Andrew Kittredge, and Caleb Thielbar, which means that we got to get 3 or 4 innings out of Shota, basically, in my opinion. And I think that Shota for that long is fine. I do worry a little bit. I mean, he gives up fly balls, and some of your guys hit those fly balls and turn them into home runs, and that would be unfortunate.
Especially when you turn the fans on at Great American or whatever it's called. It was American Family Fraud. Yeah. Okay. American Family Fraud, where they turn the fans on, and as when you guys are up, and then you turn the fans blowing in when the Cubs are up. I felt it on the back of my neck and in my face.
We're bringing in fans. All the fans are bringing fans. We're turning them on. That's what we're doing here.
I'm bringing my Cubs rally towels.
Just don't hang it on my house like Crawley, and we'll be good.
That was pretty funny, man. I can't believe Crawley.
I just went I think he won the Cubs Christmas Carol competition between me and him just on that alone.
That was amazing.
From the top rope. What kind of what should be the Christmas song about hanging a flag on the house? Like, up on Eric's house, Crawley's flag
on my trash can,
standing on his trash can today.
Yeah. Well, I won't steal too much of your time. I just want to say hi. I'm so excited to party with you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be good to see you.
At the end of the day, no matter what this is, but how much hatred we have for each other's teams, the rivalry is awesome, and to see it back again and us in a game 5.
One of us is going to be extremely happy.
I'm going to lock myself in a closet. You guys won't hear from me for 2 months if we lose this game. You steal our manager. Finally, the Brewers feel like we have the team that could break through a playoff series. And if we lose it to the Cubs in a game 5 at home, goodbye. I'm not talking to anybody for 3 months.
It did occur to me that the Cubs have a chance to really stomp on the Brewers here. And it also occurred to me, Wielo, I'm going to give you this. This is very similar to when in 2015, like the Cubs had to defeat the Cardinals before that team was going to be able to win the whole thing. Like the absolute decimation of the Cardinals in 2015 is the reason 2016 could happen. And so in a weird, like you all are the Cubs in that scenario. And so we either do like the dark magic of the Cardinals or we don't, man. I don't know.
Yeah. And, and we're kind of built similarly. We have that course, Al Frelick, Terang, Cheerio, and then you got the crafty vet Yelich, and you got Contreras there. So I agree with you 100%. Anthony Rizzo spoke to it. He said he felt like 15 was the one you guys left on the table. And man, I'm excited, and you're 100% right. But if we do win this game, I will say, bragging rights for Cubs fans and this gaudy attitude of the one World Series in the last 106. I don't know, guys. I don't know. If you think I'm unbearable now, just wait.
I think it's gonna be a fun game tomorrow. I promise we'll be friends at the end, even if you have to take 3 months away from talking to us.
This is true. I'm just gonna go straight home, and the home lock-in commences immediately.
Well, Sarah and I are sitting right next to Bernie's slide. So if you need to end it all right there, we got no problem pushing it down that slide. And just devil may care whatever happens. If you drown in a vat of beer like the old days of Bernie's slide, then so be it. You lived a good life, Eric.
Hey, if there's anything we both are great at in both towns, is we drink our feelings away. So
that's true. we are. So I was writing about this because of the day games at Wrigley Field. I was like, we are pros, man. Like Murphy's was open at 7:00 in the morning to kick off the wild card series. They're handing out like Chicago beef sandwiches to people at 8 a.m. Everybody's like walking to work, getting their beer and their beef sandwich before the game.
This weather's going to be perfect.
Eric's on his way to free cheese curds right now, and it's the day before.
Well,
no, it'll be fun.
Right,
it'll be a good time.
Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hasta mañana.
Log off.
Yeah, well, I'm putting up the QR codes again if you want to help send Eric to the game. It's sunranto@gmail.com and Danny-Rocket on Venmo. So, and that I'll just put all the money towards Eric. But either way, we'll pitch in and we'll get him in there. I know Jarrett's looking for a ticket too. His Eric's girlfriend Ellie's looking for a ticket. So it's completely sold out right now. And it's pretty exciting for us to be able to go, and I think for baseball in general and the Midwest in general too, just because it's in the NL Central as it exists. I feel like it's a powerhouse, competitive.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Well, and I felt like, I mean, not to toot our own horns or anything. So everybody's focused on this Phillies Dodgers series as like the star-studded best. I've got a friend who's a Phillies fan in a DM group that I'm in, and he's all like, it's so unfair that the Phillies had to face the Dodgers. Those are the two best teams. No, they're not. The Brewers and Cubs have played more fundamentally sound baseball this postseason than the Phillies or the Dodgers. And like the Dodgers, like, I don't know, man, Clayton Kershaw going out as postseason Kershaw might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, man. Like we got one more shot of Kershaw head in his hands, ready to cry after he blew a game once again because he's Clayton Kershaw in the postseason. Guy's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and the enduring image of him will be crying after he lost a game in the postseason. The Dodgers bullpen is an absolute disaster for them, whether they face the Cubs or the Brewers, right? The Brewers and Cubs, especially if Cade Horton is ready for the NLCS, the Brewers and Cubs have the pitching to actually stifle the Dodgers' bats a little bit. And, I love the Phillies, but like Nick Castellanos is not a good defender. And like we saw what happened to the poor Ryan Kerkering kid. And like,
we could exploit their weaknesses. Both teams. I
the Phillies are out. The Dodgers won last night, but it's the Dodgers. But like my point being, I really think this idea that they were the juggernauts had more to do with the big contracts they have, and like, they got 50 home run guys. Well, guess what? The Cubs have 3 guys who hit 30 home runs. Like, would you rather have 3 guys who hit 30 home runs or 1 guy who hit 50 home runs and no guys who hit 30 home runs? Right? Like, I'd rather have 3 guys who hit 30. And one of those guys isn't even Kyle Tucker. Like Kyle Tucker didn't hit 30 this year. So like he's another 30 home run bat in the lineup. That is a deep lineup.
Hit one last night though. And a shout out also, I just want to point out that Andy Wells is here right now. And once again, thanks to Andy, he brought me to game 1 of the wild card. And he said yesterday with Boyd on the mound, because everybody was feeling nervous about it because of what happened with Boyd in the first game of this series.
Yeah.
And he goes, he just has to do what he did in game 1 of the wild card. And I was like, oh, that's right. He has been quite successful in our recent memory. And that's exactly what happened. And Andy was correct about that. So shout out to him. And thanks again for the ticket. He's also saying #chance in the chat, along with Artie Boucher, Mr. Fourth Row, Robert Sanchez. John Pincus is here. I haven't seen John in a while. He was at the Trapdoor show last night. So shout out to everybody that's here. Chris Salato's here. Nice to see you all. I don't really have too much more to add, except for that we'll be there tomorrow. Hope to see everybody at O'Brien's Irish bar and not O'Brien's Polish bar. Don't get those mixed up. I saw somebody made that joke in the chat. Terry did. He goes, "You mean it's not O'Brien's Polish pub?" Yeah. Not too many Polish O'Briens out there.
Listen, I am going to have a sausage and a beer in Milwaukee.
And some cheese curds. Don't get the cheese curds at the stadium, though. They were very disappointing.
Get them outside of the stadium.
Yeah, don't eat at the stadium ever. Really, people were asking me, some out of towners, what to eat at Wrigley, and I was like, nothing, not a damn thing.
Nothing.
Eat before you go, or bring your food in. I tell everybody you can bring your own food in.
You gotta avoid. I mean, look. Wrigley's good for like a hot dog and a beer, but it's pricey, and unless you're in the bleachers to get hot dogs, it's probably not it's not the best sausage of your life.
Yeah,
I did notice though that hot dogs had the all 2016 World Series lineup of sausages. They had the Chris Coughlin and the Matt Caesar and the Justin Grimm, which I see you hot dogs.
Well, I mean, we're marching towards it. We got a bunch of first round picks out there. The travel ball boys, this moment isn't going to be too big for them. They're used to the spotlight.
Yeah.
And so I know they're going to go in there and, give it everything they have. They're not going to, the players themselves are not going to play themselves out of this. You know what I mean?
And the pressure is all on the Brewers right now.
It really is.
They are the team that has not been able to really get through to the World Series in the postseason. They are the team that had the most wins in baseball this year. They are the team that won the first 2 games against the Cubs, and all they had to do was win 1 game at Wrigley Field in order to not have to play a game 5. And here they are. And now the Cubs have the momentum, man. The Cubs have the momentum. And the Cubs have nothing to lose in this game. If I had told you at the start of the year that this team was going to take it to game 5 of the NLDS and lose, you'd be like, that's cool. That's way better than what we've done since 2020, since 2018, since 2017. Good job, Cubs. The Cubs have hit their expectations and are primed to exceed them, right? And the Brewers are like, oh my God, we might be collapsing again.
Yeah, exactly. No, they might be going down their little rabbit hole. And it's up. I loved the crowd last night. Very loud. Chanting Freddie's name, and the
Freddie chants were elite, man. That's going to be, although I imagine that is going to be Shota chants tomorrow, and I do wonder how Shota's going to deal with that.
Maybe he'll pretend that they're cheering for him, because that's what I would do if I was Freddie Peralta. I'd just be like,
it occurred to me. I was like, oh, this is so good. It reminded me of the Cueto chants and the Kershaw chants, and we've done the chant game before, but I was like, ooh, we have a guy with a very chantable name.
Mm-hmm. Shota.
Yeah. I wonder how Shota's going to deal with that.
Well, considering the stadium should be half Cub fans, despite the plans of the Brewers to not sell us any tickets, because I have tickets, you have tickets. We're going to be there. Now, we're as far away as possibly we could be, but in the stadium.
I think I owe you money for that ticket, by the way. Don't let me hop off before you tell me what I owe you.
Well, I will say this much. We do need more money to get Eric to this game. So if you subscribe, it's sunranto@gmail.com on PayPal and at Danny-Rocket with 2 T's on Venmo. And I will use all the money to buy Eric a ticket. So somebody will come through. We're going to find a ticket some way, even if we have to pay a lot of money for it. But it pisses me off to have to spend NLCS prices
I know.
for an
I know.
NLDS. You know,
I
it's
know.
like
No, me too.
$250.
Yeah,
Come on
that's why I
now.
didn't go yesterday. It was the one game they've won at Wrigley that I didn't go to, and it hurt a little bit, but man, I couldn't justify it. And the tickets never got lower than about $220 in the bleachers, and I was like, oh,
It's too much.
$220 for
I
a
wouldn't have
bleacher
done it.
seat, man. I can't do it.
Well, we didn't do it on game 3, me and Jarrett, because
No, neither. What game 3? The tickets dropped. Like the tickets the bottom fell out of the tickets. I think because it was a game day and Brewers fans couldn't get off work or whatever. But I was like, oh, this is great. You go sit in the bleachers for like $130. This is outstanding.
the Brewers fans' ankle monitors kept beeping as soon as they left the jurisdiction. So the battle for Mars Cheese Castle continues tomorrow. We'll be there, and we'll I guess hashtag content you a little bit tomorrow. We'll have
are we gonna podcast? Are we gonna podcast our road trip?
I think we will. Maybe we could go like live on TikTok or do something different. So I don't know. We'll tweet out what we do.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I'll be camera ready for your car.
Yeah, well, we'll have Jared in the car too from the Bleacher Bum Band. He also does not have a ticket. We need some tickets so before we implement this plan we have. But
listen, this podcast is for tickets and beer, man. Tickets and beer.
Yeah, that's what it's for. So if you want to subscribe at Patreon, it's patreon.com/BleacherBunch. I will now share my screen and give away a hashtag chance in the chat. Is your last chance to get in the hashtag chance. So let's pick it. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, no one knows except for the hashtag chance of the chat. And it is Rogue Wave Creative. Congratulations. He is one of our super duper Patreon supporters. So thanks for supporting us and thanks for winning. And let's get a W. Spagog. You know what I mean?
Truly, it would be such a good W.
I as much as I do not believe in this team, I still don't believe. I'm like, well, they could. I've been saying it all year. Even though I don't believe in them, that does not mean they cannot win the World Series.
Right. No, that's right. Look no farther than the 2006 Cardinals.
Yeah. Why not us?
This team is better than the 2006 Cardinals.
Exactly. And all those freaking wild card teams that make it through. Yeah. That happens all the time. And why not us?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow when I pick you up, Sarah.
I'll be ready to go. Spagog.
I had a vision just the other day that I traveled back to 1908, the last year the Cubbies went all the way. Made a decision that I never want to come back again. I'll miss you all, but this place is heaven, 'cause here the Cubbies are the champions. And I'm not getting back in that time machine, saying goodbye to my old life, staring at a screen, unless the best damn Cubs team I ever seen can finally win it all in 2016. To see the game's $1.50. Good thing I left some money in my pants. Now I'm watching Tinkers, Evers, and Chance. Overall's pitching, damn, I had hoped to see Three-Finger Brown. Knows how to throw and mow the batters down. At least I can't afford the tickets now. Wow, oh, wow. And I'm not getting back in that time machine. I'll drive a Model T Ford on 10-cent gasoline, unless the best damn Cubs team I ever seen can finally win it all in 2016. wasn't for me. I'm as happy as a Cubs fan could be, watching Chicago win the World Series. I'm not getting back in that time machine. I'll root for Ed Rulebach and Johnny Kling, unless the best damn Cubs team I